'cause I've been to the mountaintop.
In uniform. Good stuff. Very conservative.
Racism isn't something you're born with, it's something you're taught. Over time, some people carry that hate so deep, they don't even realize it's controlling them. But hate can be unlearned, and in this video, I'm going to break that down. I'm going to talk about one of the craziest transformations I've ever seen. A former neo-Nazi named Jason Barker, who used to be deep in hate groups, but ended up changing his whole mindset. But first I want to take y'all back a little, because hate didn't come out of nowhere. Racism was created, it was never natural. They used it to justify slavery, to take land, to divide people. They told white people they were better and told everyone else they were less. They made up fake science, twisted religion, changed laws, all to protect a system where one group stayed on top. And today, those ideas are still out here, still messing with people's minds, still causing pain. Who is Jason Barker? Now let's talk about Jason Barker. He was in the KKK. He was a full-blown neo-Nazi. Tattoos, hate speeches, violence, all of it. In this documentary, The Face of Hate, we watch him over 10 years while he slowly starts to realize how messed up his thinking was. But he didn't start off as a monster. He was a kid who lost his mom young. He grew up hurt, angry, confused. And when you carry pain like that, you either deal with it or you go looking for something to blame. For Jason, the pain turned into hate, and it got pulled into a world that told him everything someone else's fault. When people feel broken, powerless, or alone, they look for something to make them feel strong. Hate groups use that. They feed on your pain. They say, you're not the problem, they are. Those people, that race. And once you start believing it, it becomes part of you. People stop questioning it and just want to be on the side that suits them the most. But when something challenges that belief, when someone shows you love or gives you the truth, it can break you down inside. That's what happened to Jason. He met people who didn't match what he was taught. He saw real history, he listened, and for the first time he felt the weight of what he'd done. One of the craziest moments in the documentary is when Jason shows a pig pen that he named the name of a Nazi death camp. But the director Stephen Hugh tells him that his own family died in the Holocaust, and he's not Jewish. He's a white Christian like Jason. You see it hit him like, yo, what I believed was wrong. I hurt people. From there, he starts making changes, not all at once, but step by step. He admits he was lost, that his pain made him dangerous, and eventually he starts trying to make it right. This is what I really want y'all to hear. People can change. It starts by dealing with your own pain. being real with yourself, asking, why do I feel this way? Where did I learn this from? It takes unlearning lies, hearing other people's stories, seeing the human in someone you were told to hate. And it takes being brave because walking away from hate isn't easy, especially when you've been in it for years. But Jason did it, and if he can, anybody can. Racism doesn't just hurt people, it makes the world smaller. When different cultures mix, it brings flavor, music, food, creativity, and growth. Mixed race kids are often healthier, smarter, and more adaptable, and that's science. Unity doesn't mean we all gotta be the same. It means we bring our differences together and make something stronger. This isn't about science or emotion, it's spiritual too. In the Quran it says, "We created you into nations, tribes, so you may know one another." In the Bible it says, "There is no Jew or Greek, no slave or free. You are all one in Christ." God didn't create different people to divide us. He made us different to teach us love. I'm in a biracial marriage myself. I know what it's like to have people judge you for who you love, but I also know the beauty in it. Two backgrounds, two cultures, one home. That's what real unity looks like. I made this video because I believe in change. I believe in healing, and I believe in people like Jason, who had the courage to face themselves and choose peace. Racism doesn't just begin with hate. It begins with pain, fear, mental programming. People aren't born racist. They're shaped into it. And behind every racist mindset is a person struggling with deep psychological and emotional issues. At the core of most racist minds is insecurity. Many racists feel powerless in their own lives, financially struggling, emotionally lost, or lacking identity. Racism gives them a false sense of control. It tells them you're better than someone else just because of your skin. That lie becomes a crutch. It's not confidence, it's fear, wearing a mask of superiority. Racism becomes a coping mechanism for people who feel small in a world. Instead of fixing their situation, they blame someone else. A lot of racism comes from childhood. If a person grows up around parents, school, or an environment that promotes hate or uses slurs casually, it forms their emotional foundation. Some kids are taught to fear difference before they even know what it means. This can also connect to the trauma. Maybe their family struggled or lost a job and blame another race. Maybe they experienced abuse and were never taught how to express anger in a healthy way. That anger turns outward and racism gives it a target. A racist mindset is often pain that was never healed, passed down one generation to the next like a sickness. Most racists carry a deep inner conflict. A part of them knows something is wrong. Maybe they meet someone from a different race and realize they're actually kind, smart, or relatable. But instead of adjusting their beliefs, they get defensive. This is called a mental stress caused when your beliefs don't match reality. To protect their fragile mindset, they double down. They avoid diverse environments. They only watch or read things that confirm their bias. It's not because they're confident in their views, it's because their views are fragile. Racism isn't strong. It's mentally weak, but protected by pride, denial, fear, and change. Racism creates emotional high, feeling better than others, feeds the ego. That's why hate groups work like cults. They give lonely people a sense of brotherhood, purpose, identity, but it's built on lies and insecurity. Like any addiction, the feeling wears off, so they seek more power, more control, and more hate. But deep down, they're not healed. They're empty. The racist ego is like a leaky balloon. It inflates fast, but always needs air to feel full. Many racists never learned how to deal with complex emotions, grief, confusion, loss, regret. Instead of sitting with their feelings, they run from them. Racism gives them something to blame. They avoid real emotion, work. They project their problems outward. It's easier to hate a group of people than to face your own brokenness. Emotional immaturity leads to racism. Real maturity means looking for the mirror and dealing with what's inside. Once someone becomes racist, they often disconnect from the real world. They hang around people who think like them. They ignore new experiences. They become mentally isolated, living in a world that only reflects their only ideas. Social media makes this worse. Algorithms feed their bias. They get trapped in echo chambers where every post confirms their hate. Over time, they lose grip on reality. A racist mind isn't just unhealthy, it's cut off from growth, healing, and connection. The only way out is through humility. A racist has to admit they were
I feel
wrong.
lucky because it's wrong, Dan. It's wrong, and it was eating me up. It was going to kill me. And I kept asking myself all the time, how did I buy into this shit, you know? And it's just because I was pissed off.
Not just about others, but about themselves. That takes courage, therapy, and real life experience. The story of Jason Barker shows it's possible when someone sits with their pain, learns real history, and meets people outside their comfort zone, and chooses love over ego, they can be reborn. But they have to want it. No one can force it. Racism isn't just an opinion, it's a mental and emotional sickness. And healing it takes truth, love, and serious inner work. Behind every racist is a broken human. Not an excuse, but a reality. If we only fight racism with anger, we miss the deeper battle. Healing minds and hearts. We fight racism by calling it out. Everyone has work to do. And most people aren't blatantly racist. But I think that it is a strong portion of people who have some sort of, even if it's an ounce or a mustard seed of superiority, that their group or their race is the best. Tribalism destroys everything. And even people say I'm not racist, but in this, it doesn't matter what color you are. You shouldn't feel like your race is superior to anyone, regardless of what race you are. Because you can sit there and you can talk about history and you can try to say a bunch of stuff, but when you put science, you put biology, and you put religion, when you put science, biology, religion, and you put it on the table, it's probably the most accurate source that we have to live by off of. And when that doesn't go with your beliefs and disagrees with you, you just have to understand when you're in the wrong. At the end of the day, we're all human. Regardless of what you like to say. Regardless of when people like to say, I like to keep my blood pure. I don't want my kid dating a black person or a Hispanic person or a white person. We all should love one another and all embrace each other. I suggest, if y'all want to get deeper into this topic and to really have a mature mind and tackle this, I suggest watching the movie American History X. Now, if you're watching this video, more than likely you have already watched that movie. But if you haven't, go ahead and watch it. It is one of the best movies I've ever seen. It really tackles into history, and it takes situations that people don't really like to talk about and really don't like to address, and hits it right on the head with a good emotional story that, you know, captivates an audience but also teaches a lesson at the same time. There's also a lot of books that you can look into to help out with this kind of stuff. Racism, whether we like it or not, still plays a big part in the world today. It is still an issue. Every other day on social media, there's something else, whether it's George Floyd or Kyle Rittenhouse or anything that's going on the internet. I can't really name too many because I don't feed attention to stuff like that. I'm all about spreading awareness and I'm all about loving one another. But what I'm not going to do is feed narratives and pick sides. We should all make our own opinions. We should all love everybody regardless of what race they are. And you should be kind and don't ever put yourself in some sort of group that you have to force yourself to make decisions that you know are deeply wrong. If y'all want me to make more videos like this or anything related to these topics, go ahead and put your comments down below if there's anything y'all want me to look into. I appreciate all y'all for watching. If you like this video, make sure you comment Suzanne plus bling bling. And yeah. I'll see y'all boys later. It is your boy, Birdies of the Birdie, signing out.